A police officer walks through this room. A mother, searching for her daughter, walks through it 30 seconds later. Same room, same 100 faces, same 5 minutes. But ask them afterward what they saw, and you'd think they'd been in 2 different buildings. The officer remembers the man near the pillar who wouldn't make eye contact. The mother remembers exactly one thing: a flash of the blue jacket she'd been searching for. Neither of them is lying. Neither of them is unusually gifted. Something stranger is happening. And it's happening to you right now. In whatever room you're sitting in. Your eyes don't lie to you. Your attention does. That's not a metaphor. It's about to become a very uncomfortable demonstration. And somewhere in what you're about to watch, there's a version of this already happening inside you, one you might recognize. If you've ever walked into a room and instantly known exactly where every exit was, without meaning to. We'll come back to that. For now, a simpler question. What actually decides what a person sees? Right now, thousands of signals are hitting your senses. The weight of your clothes, the hum of the lights above you, sounds you're not even aware you can hear. Almost none of it reaches your conscious mind. Not because your brain deletes it, because somewhere, in a fraction of a second, it already decided, not important. And here's the uncomfortable part. The more certain you are that you're seeing the full picture, the more likely you are to be wrong about it. Psychology has proven this. Not once. In an experiment so simple and so devastating that people still refuse to believe what they watched with their own eyes. Here's the test. Watch a short video. Count how many times the players in white shirts pass the ball. That's all. Most people lock in immediately. 8, 9, 10 passes. Then, one question. Did you see the gorilla? What gorilla? Play it again, and there it is. A person in a full gorilla suit walks directly through the middle of the game, stops, beats their chest, and walks off. Nearly 10 full seconds, dead center of the frame. Roughly half the people watching never see it at all. Not because they weren't looking at the screen, they were looking directly at it. Psychologists Daniel Simons and Christopher Chabris ran this exact test in 1999, and it's still one of the most famous experiments in psychology because of what it proved. You can stare directly at something and never actually see it if your attention is spoken for. Here's where it gets stranger. You'd think experts are immune to this. People who've spent decades training their eyes to catch what everyone else misses. Chess grandmasters are the classic case. Show one a mid-game board for 5 seconds, take it away, and they'll reconstruct the entire position from memory. Every piece, every square. It looks like a superpower. So in 1973, researchers William Chase and Herbert Simon tried something simple. They showed grandmasters the same kind of board, but with the pieces placed randomly, not from a real game, just scattered. The superpower vanished completely. Grandmasters were no better than total beginners at remembering a random board, which means the gift was never about seeing more. It was about recognizing patterns they'd already memorized thousands of times from real games. Take away the pattern, and the expert becomes ordinary again. Their eyes never changed. Their library did. So if pattern-trained experts can be fooled this badly by something unfamiliar, What happens when the pattern itself is built to hide? In 2013, a team of researchers hid a gorilla again, this time inside chest CT scans, the exact images radiologists spend careers learning to search for lung nodules. The gorilla was 48 times the size of what they were trained to find. 83% of the radiologists missed it. Eye tracking showed most of them had looked directly at it, sometimes for a full second, and never consciously registered it was there. The very expertise that made them brilliant at their job built the exact blind spot that let a gorilla walk through a human lung undetected. 3 separate moments. 3 groups of capable, trained people, all missing something impossible to miss, for the same invisible reason. So what is that reason? What is attention actually doing underneath all of it? Let's build this one together, piece by piece. First, experience doesn't just add knowledge. It rewires what your eyes are willing to stop on. A firefighter walks into a burning building, and their eyes go straight to a sagging ceiling beam most of us would walk directly underneath. Not because they're braver, because somewhere in memory, that exact sag already has a name, and the name is danger. Second, your brain isn't only looking, it's predicting, running a fraction of a second ahead of reality, guessing what comes next before it happens. Before a friend even finishes saying, "I'm fine," some part of your brain has already decided whether to believe them. That same prediction engine is why 2 witnesses to the same accident can swear, under oath, to 2 different versions of it. Not because either one is lying, because memory doesn't play back. It rebuilds. Slightly differently every single time you reach for it. Third, and maybe the most useful one, curiosity isn't a personality trait. It's a targeting system. 2 people walk past the same weathered doorway. One keeps walking. The other stops and thinks, why is that one stone a different color than the rest of the wall? That single why is doing something physical. It's redirecting attention toward information that would otherwise stay invisible. Which means, unlike your eyesight, curiosity can be trained. On purpose. Starting today. Experience, prediction, curiosity. 3 reasons some people notice more than others. There's a 4th. And it doesn't always start with curiosity at all. Sometimes it starts with fear. Remember the moment I mentioned earlier. Walking into a room and instantly knowing where every exit is without meaning to? Here's where that comes from. Imagine a childhood where the mood of a house could change with one heavy footstep. Where you learned, long before you had words for it, to read a slammed door the way other kids read a stop sign. You didn't choose to notice. Noticing chose you. It was the only version of safety available. Psychology has a name for this: hypervigilance. And here's the part almost nobody says out loud. It can look identical to genuine curiosity from the outside. Both notice the pause before someone answers. Both catch the flicker of a fake smile. But one is asking, what's interesting here? The other is asking, am I safe here? Same behavior, completely different engine underneath, which means the sharpest-eyed person in any room might not be the most curious one in it. They might be the most tired one, quietly running a scan they never agreed to run, for a danger that, for them, disappeared years ago. Here's the actual good news in all of this. None of it, experience, prediction, curiosity, Even hypervigilance is fixed. Every one of them is a trained response, which means every one of them can be retrained. You don't need better eyes. Detectives don't have better eyes. Doctors don't have better eyes. You need a better question, and it's always the same one. What am I not seeing right now? Not everything. That's impossible and exhausting to even attempt. Just more than you were seeing a moment ago. Go back to that station one more time. Watch it again. And this time, look for the third person nobody mentioned yet. The teenager quietly picking up a stranger's dropped bag before they've even noticed it's gone. He was always there. Nobody's attention had a reason to find him. Now yours does. That's the entire lesson in one sentence. Your eyes don't lie to you. Your attention does. So the next time you're certain you've seen everything worth seeing in a room, a person, a moment, pause. That certainty is usually the exact moment your attention stopped looking. If this changes how you walk into the next room you enter, subscribe to Obsidian Mind, because here we explore the hidden psychology behind the choices you make, the people you meet, and the invisible forces shaping human behavior. Until next time, keep asking what you're not seeing.